Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're an eBay seller, whether you're just starting out or if you're a veteran seller that is looking to scale your business to the next level, this video is going to walk you through 15 core problems that every successful eBay seller must solve. These aren't just little inconveniences, these are the real unavoidable challenges that can make or break your eBay business. And I'm going to clearly explain each one and give you practical real-world solutions that you can start using right away. So let's jump right in. Now, the first problem that every eBay seller has to solve is how to find profitable inventory. This is the lifeblood of your business. If you can't source products that people want at prices that leave you room for profit, your business won't grow. Great sellers solve this by building systems for sourcing. That could mean buying from thrift stores and garage sales, or even at flea markets, or even estate sales and auctions. You can even scale up your sourcing methods by buying wholesale, finding liquidations, mastering online arbitrage, or even creating your own private label products. The goal is to find consistent, repeatable sources that give you enough margin to scale. So if you found product that you can sell for a profit, let's talk about managing that inventory. As soon as you start selling more than a handful of items on eBay, keeping track of what you have in stock can become a challenge. For example, you don't want to oversell and deal with canceled orders, and you definitely don't want dead stock sitting around and collecting dust. Great sellers use inventory management tools, spreadsheets, and well-organized storage systems. I highly recommend using a SKU system and storing your eBay inventory in storage totes or on shelves. By giving each item that you list on eBay its own SKU number, it makes it a breeze when you have to pull an order once you make a sale. Great sellers avoid the pitfalls of losing inventory or overselling items, and they rarely ever have to cancel a sale because of inventory mismanagement. Furthermore, the best sellers on eBay also learn to forecast demand so they don't run out of their best-selling products at the worst times. Good inventory management is what separates average sellers on eBay from the greatest sellers. Now, the third major problem that every eBay seller faces is pricing. If your prices are too high, your items won't sell. If they're priced too low, then you're going to be losing money. So pricing is a consistent balancing act. Top sellers study sold listings, they watch their competitors, and they use pricing tools or formulas that account for eBay fees, shipping costs, and profit margins. It's always crucial to research pricing before you buy your items, and you should always compare the current market with past sold history on eBay. The best way to up your eBay selling game when it comes to pricing items is to master how to use eBay's product researching tab in the Seller Hub dashboard. In the Research Hub, you can find the TerraPeak Research tool. It's a powerful tool that gives you access to 3 years of sold pricing data on eBay. So I highly recommend learning how to use it. Now let's take a minute to talk about actual listing practices. Bad listings kill sales quicker than anything else. So having poor titles, low quality photos, and vague descriptions can all drive your buyers away. Great sellers create high conversion listings. That means you should always be writing clear, keyword-rich titles, taking sharp, professional-looking photos, and writing descriptions that answer every question a buyer might have. You want your listing to be so good that it's the last one a shopper looks at because it's so good that it convinces them to buy it. Now, another problem eBay sellers run into is shipping. Shipping is a make or break problem. If your handling time is too slow, it's going to hurt your sales. Buyers in this day and age want their items fast, so the faster you can deliver, the more sales you'll make. And be sure not to overprice your shipping. I always recommend using calculated shipping and not flat rate shipping on eBay, so that you can avoid any costly mistakes. If you make too many mistakes with shipping, you'll run into the chance of racking up negative feedback, and you have the potential to lose repeat customers. Successful eBay sellers streamline their entire shipping process. They use eBay shipping labels, they buy their shipping supplies in bulk, and they pack efficiently to save time. They also offer fast, affordable shipping options that make buyers happy without draining their profits. Next up, we're going to talk about handling returns and refunds. Now, nobody likes this part, but it's a reality of selling online. Great sellers minimize returns by listing accurately and inspecting items before shipping. When returns do happen, they handle them quickly and professionally. A solid return policy and good communication go a long way in protecting your reputation and keeping buyers satisfied. Now, personally, I offer free returns on all of my eBay listings because of the benefits that they offer me. Now, yes, I do realize that free returns are not free and the seller has to pay for them, but I like offering free returns because it gives you negative feedback protection for one, but also it gives you the ability to offer a partial refund or deductions when returns happen if anything goes wrong. Now, whatever you decide to offer when it comes to returns, you want to make sure that your policies are clear and that you handle returns quickly and professionally. Okay, moving on to the 7th problem on our list, and that is time management. Selling on eBay involves a lot of repetitive tasks: listing, packing, answering questions, and so much more. If you don't manage your time well, you'll run the risk of burning out. Smart sellers use listing templates, they batch their work, and they use automation whenever they can. Some sellers even hire help, like a virtual assistant, or they even hire employees to outsource tasks so they can focus on growing the business instead of getting stuck in the daily grind. You should always be thinking about time management and be looking for ways that you can improve your time spent on your eBay business. Okay, now let's take a moment to talk about feedback. A lack of feedback on eBay or too many negatives can crush your visibility in eBay search results, which can in effect hurt your sales. Now, great sellers actively work to earn positive feedback in any way that they can. The way they get positive feedback is by shipping quickly, being honest in their listings, and offering stellar customer service. Great sellers will also follow up with buyers and ask for them to leave good feedback. And you can do this as well by including a simple thank you note in every order that you ship. Every good feedback that you receive on eBay builds trust and improves your visibility in eBay search results. Which leads me right into the next problem, which is trust from your customers. Trust is huge on eBay. If buyers don't trust you, they won't buy from you, no matter how good your price is. Building trust means delivering consistent service, writing accurate listings, and communicating clearly. Sellers who treat every transaction like a reputation builder tend to win in the long run. Your reputation matters, so handle every customer interaction and message in a professional way. If you're working hard to be professional on eBay, that's going to trickle over into every other aspect of your eBay business, and it's going to help you build a reputation as a good eBay seller. All right, moving on to the next problem that eBay sellers face, and that is the ongoing challenge of staying on top of eBay's policy changes. eBay updates its rules, fees, and search algorithms all of the time, sometimes even multiple times a year. If you don't stay informed, you can suddenly find yourself with lower visibility on eBay or even at the risk of a suspension. Great sellers stay current by reading eBay seller updates, they join seller forums, and they subscribe to eBay-related news. What you're doing right now is a great way to stay informed with any type of eBay news. Watching eBay-related content on YouTube is probably honestly the best way that you can stay up to date in the world of eBay. And I'm not just saying this so you'll watch more of my channel. You don't have to watch my channel at all. Just be intentional about watching some type of reselling content. There are so many good eBay YouTubers out there, so I recommend finding some that are your favorite and binge watching their newest content all of the time. The more you watch eBay YouTube content, the better you're gonna get as an eBay reseller. Okay, so since we were just talking about your eBay account health with suspensions and restrictions and how I was talking about that you need to be paying attention to eBay's policies, let's take a minute to talk about your eBay account health. A lot of sellers get restricted or suspended for things that they didn't even realize were against eBay policies, especially when starting out. Avoiding this starts with knowing the rules and paying close attention to your eBay selling metrics. Things like uploading tracking time, your handling time, and defect rates all affect your seller performance. So I would encourage you to stay within eBay's guidelines and resolve any issues before they become serious problems. If you get an account defect, I always recommend trying to appeal it with eBay. If you get too many defects and they all kind of add up, you can find your account restricted or even potentially getting banned. Now, another big issue eBay sellers face is eBay fees. Between final value fees, promoted listing fees, payment processing fees, and shipping, your profits can vanish if you're not careful. Great sellers know exactly what each item costs to sell, and they use spreadsheets or software to track every fee, and they build that into their pricing from the start. Keeping good records with your eBay business is essential. The more thorough you are when it comes to bookkeeping, the more likely you are to be profitable and successful on eBay. Plus, if you keep good books, you'll be thankful that you did when it comes time for taxes. Okay, let's talk about another problem that eBay sellers face, and that is slow sales. Slow sales are inevitable. Whether it's a seasonal slump, an algorithm change, or a market shift, every seller faces dry spells. What separates the good sellers from the great is how they respond. Top sellers use slow periods to self-reflect and evaluate their business practices. When things slow down, a great seller will revise listings, test new products, run sales, and improve their stores in any way that they can. A great seller will see a slow period as a signal to pivot and not to panic. The best sellers also don't complain whenever sales are slow. What they do is they jump into action and they get to work. Okay, moving on to another problem that eBay sellers face, and that is scaling. Scaling is another beast entirely. Once you've figured out how to sell consistently, the next problem you've got to figure out is how to grow without breaking everything. For example, growing too fast without systems can lead to lost orders, bad feedback, and even burnout like we talked about earlier. So the question is, how do you scale your business without falling into those pitfalls? And the answer is a great seller will scale intentionally and deliberately. And great sellers do this by building systems, they document their processes, and they outsource or automate carefully so that they can grow while maintaining quality. Now, if you want to scale successfully on eBay, you should always be looking forward at the future, and you should be trying to position yourself for future success. And you can do that by avoiding the final problem on our list that we're going to talk about today, and that is your own mindset. Staying motivated and disciplined on eBay can be hard for any seller, even sellers like myself who have been on eBay for over 14 years. Now, it's important to remember that eBay is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It can be, but it's not likely. The reality is that eBay is a grind. There's going to be returns, dead inventory, shipping issues, even slow selling periods. And if you sell on eBay long enough, you're going to face every problem that I covered in this video. But the key takeaway is that the best sellers on eBay push through all of these problems that we've talked about today because they're focused on their long-term goals. They track their progress, they celebrate small wins, and they treat every setback as a learning opportunity. After all, the best sellers on eBay are resilient and successful. And success doesn't happen by luck or accident. So there you have it. We've now talked about 15 core problems that every eBay seller must face or solve to become a truly great eBay seller. If you can tackle these head on with strategy and discipline, there's nothing stopping you from turning eBay into a serious, scalable business. Now, if this video helped you out, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know down in the comments which of these problems you're currently working on. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to catch you on the next one. Bye.